Captain Jake Morrison walked into the huge alien building on Nexus Prime. The walls were made of crystal and reached high into the sky. Strange creatures sat on tall chairs looking down at him. Some looked like giant bugs with sharp teeth. Others were like snakes with many arms. The weirdest ones seemed to float in the air like ghosts. Next to Jake stood Ambassador Linda Pierce. She wore her best clothes for this important meeting. Both humans knew this day would change everything for Earth. The alien creatures stared at them with angry eyes. None of them liked humans very much. The leader was a tall alien with 4 eyes. He spoke in a cold voice. "Earth builds too many warships. This breaks our peace treaty. Other planets focus on peace while you make weapons." Jake felt his hands tighten into fists. "We build ships because half the galaxy wants to kill us. The hegemony attacks our colonies every month." A snake-like alien made a hissing sound. "The hegemony says they must protect themselves. Humans are violent and dangerous. You take planets that belong to other species." Linda stepped forward to help. "Earth only settles on empty planets. We follow all the council rules." The bug-like alien clicked its teeth together. "This is no longer acceptable. Earth must destroy 80% of its ships. You must stop all military research. You have 60 days to obey." The huge room became very quiet. Jake looked at Linda. They both understood what was really happening. The council was not trying to keep peace. They wanted to make humans weak before Earth became too strong to control. "What happens if we say no?" Jake asked quietly. The 4-eyed leader showed no emotion. "Then Earth will be kicked out of the council. All trade deals end. Protection treaties become worthless. You will face all enemies alone." Jake stood up straight and proud. "Then we choose to stand alone." The aliens gasped and made shocked sounds. They could not believe what they heard. No planet had ever left the council before. Jake and Linda turned around and walked toward the exit. Their footsteps echoed in the silent chamber. As they reached the doors, Linda whispered to Jake, "Are we doing the right thing?" Jake looked back at the angry aliens one last time. "They gave us no choice. Earth will remember this day." The 2 humans walked out of the building, leaving behind 40 years of peace talks and friendship with the galaxy. Earth was now truly alone, but they would not bow down to anyone. The real test was just beginning. 3 months passed since Earth left the council. Commander Paul Grant stood on the bridge of his ship, watching the last human diplomat leave Nexus Prime. The huge space station that once welcomed Earth ships now refused to let them dock. "Sir, we have bad news," said Lieutenant Amy Clark from her computer station. "The Tau Ceti colony is calling for help. Enemy ships are moving toward them." Paul gripped his chair tightly. Without the Council's protection, human colonies were easy targets for alien enemies who had waited for this moment. Dr. Helen Cross stood beside him reading reports. "It's not just one enemy. 3 different alien groups have claimed our settlements in the past week. They're moving fast to take everything." "What are our orders from Earth?" Paul asked. Amy's face was sad. "All outer colonies must be abandoned right away. We're pulling everyone back to Earth." Over the next few months, humanity watched helplessly as their colonies fell one by one. The research station at Vega was taken. The mining world on Kepler was captured. The farming planets near Centauri were lost. Millions of humans fled back to Earth like refugees in their own home system. Admiral Robert Hayes called an emergency meeting with Earth's military leaders. "We have lost 60% of our territory. Our trade routes are cut off. Several alien fleets are gathering near our solar system." General Lisa Stone leaned forward in her chair. "What about our secret research projects, the ones the Council never knew about?" Hayes smiled for the first time in weeks. "Those projects are now our most important work. We're going completely silent. No contact with the galaxy at all. As far as they know, humanity is hiding and licking our wounds." "How long do we need?" asked Colonel Frank Davis.
20 years, Hayes replied. We need 20 years to get ready. The room fell quiet as everyone understood what this meant. Earth would disappear from galactic politics completely. No trade, no communication, no contact with anyone outside the solar system. But during those 20 years of silence, humanity would not be sitting idle. They would be building something the galaxy had never seen before, something that would change the balance of power forever. Earth's exodus from galactic civilization was complete, but their return would be something no alien could imagine.
15 years had passed since any human ship left the solar system. The galaxy moved on without Earth. Alien species divided up the old human colonies among themselves. The bug-like Klaxons took the mining worlds. The ghost-like Vorthok built research stations where humans once lived. Most aliens thought humanity was broken and would never return. Captain Tony Martinez commanded one of the few human ships still working in deep space. His ship was special. It could hide from alien sensors using new technology. For 10 years, he and his crew of 12 had been watching alien fleets and learning their secrets. "Captain, enemy ships coming," whispered Specialist Betty Moore from her screen. 12 big warships with smaller escort ships. Tony stayed calm. Their ship, called Shadow Runner, was invisible to most alien technology. "Watch everything they do. Count their weapons. Study their shields. We need all the information." Chief Engineer Larry Watson checked their hiding systems. "Still hidden, sir. Their scanners cannot see through our new hull." Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. Richard Kim stood in a massive underground cave beneath the desert. The cave was so big it seemed to go on forever. It was filled with construction areas building ships unlike anything humans had ever made before. These new ships looked dangerous and fast, using everything humans had learned about space war. "How is the work going?" he asked Project Director Carla Thompson. "We are ahead of schedule. The first 1,000 ships will be ready in 6 months. The new engines work better than we hoped." Kim smiled as he watched robots install amazing new shield systems. Humans had taken apart captured alien equipment and made it much better using human creativity. "What about the special weapons?" "The quantum torpedoes are tested and ready. Each ship carries enough firepower to destroy a huge enemy battleship." In space around Mars, Admiral Patricia Bell watched the final training exercises. Human pilots flew their new fighters through dangerous courses that would have been impossible in the old Earth ships. "These new ships are incredible," reported Colonel Steve Wright. "They respond 3 times faster than anything the aliens have." Bell watched the sleek craft move through the asteroid field with deadly skill. "They will need to be fast. We're not just fighting for territory anymore. We are fighting for the right to exist as a free people." The first sign of humanity's return happened at the edge of Vorthok space. 3 alien patrol ships were checking strange readings on their sensors. Suddenly, they found themselves facing a single human ship. But this was not like any Earth vessel they remembered. It was sleek and sharp, covered with unknown weapons that looked very dangerous. Commander Zethka of the Vorthok fleet spoke to the human ship. He demanded they surrender immediately. The answer came back in perfect Vorthok language. "This is Commander Gary Lewis of the Terran Defense Force. You are in human space now. Leave immediately or face the consequences." The Vorthok commander laughed out loud. He thought one human ship could never defeat 3 alien warships. He ordered his ships to attack with all weapons. 3 minutes later, all 3 alien vessels were floating wrecks in space. The same human ship that destroyed them then rescued the alien crews from their broken ships. Within a few weeks, reports flooded into the Galactic Council from all over the galaxy. Human ships were appearing everywhere. These were not the old boxy ships they remembered from 20 years ago. These were advanced warships that were better than anything the Council species owned. The humans were not attacking civilian targets, but any military ship that fought them was quickly defeated. On Nexus Prime, the same council chamber where humanity had been kicked out was now full of panicked discussions. The bug-like Klaxon delegate clicked his teeth nervously as he spoke to the group. Our battle fleets are being destroyed one by one. Human ships appear from nowhere, disable our vessels, and disappear like ghosts. The snake-like Sark representative flicked his tongue with worry. They have taken back the Tau Ceti system. Our garrison fleet was beaten in just minutes. High Counselor Veshka studied the battle reports with growing fear. How many ships do the humans have now? Before anyone could answer, the great doors of the chamber opened slowly. A figure in a crisp military uniform walked in. It was Admiral Jake Morrison, 20 years older, but with the same determined look he had worn when humanity left the Council. "I believe you wanted to discuss surrender terms," he said calmly. The chamber fell completely silent. The same man they had dismissed 20 years ago now stood before them as the representative of the galaxy's most powerful military force. The alien delegates stared in shock as Admiral Morrison walked to the center of the chamber. Behind him came Ambassador Linda Pierce, her hair now silver, but her face still strong and proud. The same room that had once thrown humanity out now fell completely silent at their presence. 20 years ago, you gave us a choice, Morrison began, his voice carrying easily through the huge space. Reduce our fleet, stop our research, accept your limits on human growth. High Counselor Veshka's 4 eyes narrowed with anger. You were breaking Council law. No, Linda said smoothly. We were becoming too strong for your comfort. You feared what humans might become if we were left alone. Morrison turned on a holographic display showing the current positions of forces throughout the galaxy. Red dots showed where human fleets were located. They were everywhere. We took your advice and left the Council. We also used the time to properly prepare for our return. The Klaxon delegate's voice buzzed with fear. How many ships do you have? 1,000 warships, Morrison replied without emotion. Each one can defeat an entire Council battle group, plus support vessels, of course. Gasps echoed through the chamber. The largest fleet any Council species had was maybe 200 ships. Impossible, hissed the Sark representative. Our spies said human industry was too weak. Linda smiled coldly. Your spies were fooled on purpose. While you were dividing our old colonies, we were building, learning, getting stronger. Morrison stepped forward. Here are our terms. All human colonies taken during our absence will be returned now. You will pay damages for destruction and lost lives. All trade bans against Earth are ended forever. And if we refuse, the hegemony delegate's robot voice carried a threat. The holographic display changed, showing human fleets positioned near every major Council world. Then we will take what belongs to us by force. Your choice. High Counselor Veshka studied the battle positions with growing terror. The humans could attack any Council world within hours. You are threatening the entire galaxy, the Vorthak representative said, his ghost-like voice shaking. No, Morrison corrected. We are demanding the respect you should have given us 20 years ago. Humanity does not want to conquer the galaxy. We want our rightful place in it as equals. The chamber erupted in heated arguments among the alien groups. After hours of discussion, High Counselor Veshka finally spoke. The Council will consider your terms. Morrison smiled. You have 48 hours. After that, we take what is ours.